We're starting Sefer Vayikra. And at the beginning of the Parsha, the Torah teaches us a message which is about balance, Jewish balance, the middle medium path. Where do we see that in the Parsha? At the beginning of the Parsha, when the Torah is speaking about bringing a korban olah, which is a voluntary offering, someone who is chosen out of his goodwill, his volition to bring a korban, the Torah says, Adam ki yakriv mikem korban. It's relating to man and it calls him Adam, the name of man. However, later on in the fourth parak, when the Torah is referring to someone who did something wrong, and they bring a korban chatat, it doesn't relate to man as Adam, it relates to man as nefesh. Nefesh ki techata. Why does the Torah change? Either in both times say it's man, Adam, or both times say nefesh. Why at the korban olah does it say Adam, and then later on by the korban chatas it says nefesh? The Torah is always looking for balance. And when a person brings a korban olah, he's choosing to bring a voluntary offering. There is a concern that he may come to feel haughty. He may come to feel, look at me, I'm choosing to do something for the sake of Hashem. The Sforno writes that a prerequisite for bringing a korban is that you bring yourself in a humble way. And therefore there it relates to man as Adam. Adam min ha'adama. You're bringing a korban, but first ensure that you're bringing ki yakriv mikem, you're bringing from yourself humility. You're bringing yourself as an Adam, a simple person, someone who has humility. You don't think of yourself as so great and lofty, like a nefesh. Rather, you recognize that you also come from a base place. And that will give a person a grounding, adama, the grounding that he needs to bring the korban from humility. That's balancing him out. However, in the case where a person has done something wrong, here he may feel lowly. He's coming to bring his korban to apologize, to have a kapara. He may feel low about himself. And the Torah wishes to even him out as well, to give him balance. And therefore there the Torah calls him nefesh. The Torah is saying God recognizes you as a soul. God sees you in all your holiness. And therefore even if you're bringing a korban now to have kapara, but you're still in my eyes a soul. And that gives a person a building. It connects him to netzach, to kedusha. It makes him realize that he's a soul, gives him that balance. So wherever a person is coming from, wherever a person is slightly off in his balance, the Torah will call him a name which will give him balance. Nefesh, where he needs to be balanced out and build him. Adam, where he needs to be balanced out and make him humble. This same concept you can also see in the Haggadah Shel Pesach. Regarding the question of the Chacham asks, Ma ha'idut v'chokim ha'mishpatim asher tziva Hashem Elokeinu etchem. And Rosh Shlomo Alkabetz writes that the word Chacham here isn't referring to someone who's intelligent. It's referring to someone who's a tzaddik. He chochmatchem refers to someone who's a tzaddik. That also makes it a healthy balance between the Chacham and the Rasha. So what's the answer that we give him? Kehilchot Pesach. What does it mean, Kehilchot Pesach? As if the laws of Pesach. And then finally it gives the halacha of, we don't have dessert after the Afikomen. What's the Torah's message over here? But you could explain, as Rav Davidson writes in Kerem Atzvi, that when the Chacham here is asking, what are the reasons behind these mitzvahs? I want to understand them better. I want to do them, but I need to understand the reasons. What's the rationale? It's as if he's saying, I want to keep Shabbos, but what's the reason behind it? I want to keep Kashrus, but what's the reason behind it? I want to keep Taras HaMishpacha, what's the reason behind it? But that's a dangerous place to go. That's a little bit out of balance. Because a person could come Chas v'Shalom to keep Shabbos because it's a nice day with a family. He could come to keep Kashrus because it's really healthy. He could come to keep Taras HaMishpacha because it creates a romantic renewal of the family. And comes the answer that we're not looking for dessert. We're not looking for a sweetness that comes at the end. And therefore it says, Kehilchot Pesach, just like the message behind one of the halachas of Pesach, which is, Ein maftirim achar Pesach afikomen. We keep the halachas of Pesach because avadim hayinu. We became servants of Hashem. We do the will of Hashem with the tmimus, because it's the will of Hashem. Why? Hashem took us out of Egypt to become His people. And therefore, just like Kehilchot Pesach, that we're not looking for sweets at the end, the message we say to the Chacham is, we keep it because Hashem is our God. He took us out of Egypt, and we keep the halacha because it's the will of Hashem. Here again you see the message that we're always looking for balance. If we see a Chacham is wanting to do the will of Hashem, but he's looking for rationale, we give him balance of emunah tzmima. May we be zocher that this coming Pesach, just like the matzah, which is simple, doesn't have any rising, we also do the will of Hashem with emunah tzmima in the most simple way. Have a good Shabbos and a Chag Kasher v'Sameach.